Well, earlier in the day, Pyongyang threatened to use nuclear weapons to sink Japan for supporting a UN resolution on new sanctions against the regime. It's the second time in less than 3 weeks that North Korea has fired a missile across Japan. The UN Security Council will meet once again at 7 p.m. GMT tonight.
So let's get some reaction from Japan. Matthew Gallett is cycling around the world from China to USA, and he's at the moment in Hokkaido, and he joins us from there live. And describe to us at the moment how were you notified? Tell us about that and how that came through.
Well, this is my second time being under the trajectory of a missile coming from North Korea over Hokkaido. So I was in my room and I was abruptly awakened by a forced notification on my phone, but I can't read Japanese, so I assumed that it was something related to a natural disaster like a typhoon or a tsunami or something. So I looked to my window and the alarm started. The town PA system was shouting all sorts of Japanese, and I was able to translate the message, and I saw North Korea and instantly knew exactly what happened because it had just happened a few days earlier.
I'm a bit curious about how that message comes on. How does it present on your phone? What happens?
Well, it seems like it overrides the audio because I normally have my phone switched to silent, and this time it put the speakers all the way to high, and it sent out a fairly loud alarm, which actually woke me up. And it had a gray box at the top of my phone that was blaring the written message. And there was two alarms. So if you didn't wake up for the first one, 7 minutes later there was another. So 7 o'clock and 7:07.
And did you notice anything when you looked outside? Were there other people sort of scampering for cover and things like that?
I don't know if it's a Hokkaido thing because I've been cycling through here for about a month, but people are pretty subdued here. There wasn't anybody exactly looking panicked, but I did go downstairs and talk to the owner of the hotel for a while, and we were both kind of marveling at what had happened and what we were in the middle of.
And what was he saying? Was he curious about what was going on, or did he not care at all?
Well, there's a lot of hands gestures of pointing like a missile over somebody's head and then hitting the ground. And he was telling me that it was a close to us, but he didn't seem very concerned. It was more of a sort of a joking almost manner.
So what's the plan? Are you going to stick around for a third missile alert, or are you going to leave at some point and head out of there?
Well, I'm cycling around the world, so I'm headed south towards Okinawa, so I'll be in Japan for another 2 to 3 months, and I'm just hoping that Japan stays around and doesn't sink before then.
Cycling around the world. Why, man? Why do people cycle around the world?
Well, why not? I started a long time ago, and I've got 5 to 10 years to accomplish my goal. Oh, Jayoe, Jayoe.com.
Okay, we'll check it out. Thank you very much for spending some time with us today. That's an amazing feat. And we've been speaking to Matthew Gallett, who's cycling around the world from China to the U.S.
Yeah, thank you. Well, hopefully these kind of news stories don't present themselves all the time. Most of it is beautiful travel stuff, so. Okay. Have a good day. Thank you so much. I'm sure. Okay, bye-bye. I was just on the BBC.